Hello friends, another day, another problem. Day 6. We're gonna have another part 1, part 2 problem. What's happening here? Okay. Here's code prepared. Maybe. Let's read. Day 6. Trash compactor. After helping the elves in the kitchen, you're taking a break and helping them reenact a movie scene when you over-enthusiastically jumped into the garbage chute. A brief while later, you find yourself in a garbage smasher. Fortunately, the door's been magnetically sealed. As you try to find your way out, you are approached by a family of cephalopods. They're pretty sure they can get the door open, but it will take some time. While you wait, you're curious if you can help the youngest cephalopod with her math homework. Cephalopod math doesn't look that different from normal math. The math worksheet, your puzzle input, consists of a list of problems. Each problem has a group of numbers that need to be either added or multiplied together. However, the problems are arranged a little strangely. They seem to be presented next to each other in a very long horizontal list. For example, each problem's numbers are arranged vertically. At the bottom of the problem is the symbol for the operation that needs to be performed. Problems are separated by a full column of only spaces. The left-right alignment of numbers within each problem can be ignored. So this worksheet contains 4 problems. 123 times 45 times 6. 328 plus 64 plus 98. Okay. Check their work. Cephalopods students are given the grand total of adding together all of the answers to the individual problems. In this worksheet, the grand total is so and so. Of course, the actual worksheet is much wider. We need to make sure to unroll it completely so that you can read the problems clearly. Solve the problems on the math worksheet. What is the grand total found by adding together all of the answers to the individual problems? Okay. It's only plus and only addition and multiplication. Seems like to be only 4 rows of numbers. Let's example input. One is the real input. Okay, so given an array, given a column index, return a number. You can just parse the array, which is array of This is of course row-wise, so it has to be I and then column index, or I in range len array. So we loop over each row and then take the column, the number of the column. Of course, this is string. We get the operation from the last item and the numbers from all up to the last. We convert them to int. Now if operation symbol is plus, then we return sum of numbers. If operation is equal to times symbol, then we return reduce. Or is there another way? Function for example, reduce lambda x, y, x plus y. We want x times y, and then we have the numbers. Unknown type. You know, it should be clear. It's called sanitized input. We have text strip of all white characters and new lines. Then we split it at the new line operator. Then again, to convert it to a list of strings, probably it's only a list of strings, we parse each line. We split that at a space symbol. Now sum up each column. So for column index in n of 0, my sum is equal to 0, my sum plus equal calculate column, sanitize input, column index, then we return my sum, and for the second part 0 for now. Now if I run this, it is not iterable. Forgot that. And the example solution is number. Untype. This is empty. Probably the formatting is not very good. So here we have to filter. How do I filter them? Do another sanitization of the list of string. Word inline. Now here we do if word unequal empty string. And then this should be the answer. Part 2. The big cephalopods come back to check on how things are going. When they see that your grand total doesn't match the one expected by the worksheet, they realize they forgot to explain how to read cephalopod math. Cephalopod math is written right to left in columns. Each number is given in its own column, with the rightmost digit at the top and the least significant digit at the bottom. Problems are still separated by a column consisting of only of spaces, and the symbol at the bottom of the problem is still the operator to use. This is the example worksheet again. Reading the problems right to left, one column at a time, the problems are now quite different. The rightmost problem is 4 plus 132. That 4 coming from? Huh? Why are there different numbers here? Hello? Right to left, one column at a time. So we start at 64. Ah, I see. So this is like one column, 4. Then we have 4, 3, 1, which is this one. Then 6, 2, 3 is this one. Boy. How do I solve this? To do this, part 1, make a copy, call it part 2. And the only thing that changes is how we extract the numbers. Here we still have the numbers, but instead of converting them to int here, I guess we can do that later. Number string, I guess. Then we get the longest number. The length of the longest number is max of 5 len I or I in numbers string. We have the longest, then we just numbers equal to for I in range longest number len start to 0 loop. Should I do this as a loop? Then we have numbers, which is a list of int. -1, I guess. Also -1, because the n should be index 0. Then we just loop over each number for number in number string. If then number is smaller equal to I, then we continue. Otherwise, we don't get an index error, so we can add append number of current index. Then we append to the numbers list int of current number, which needs to be joined because currently we store each number in here. Now we have numbers again. Needs to be my sum part 1. So we do numbers part 2. The correct function. The correct assertion. So part 2. We get not the correct answer. Why is that? Let's put a debugger here. Currently we have longest is 3. So we started I equal 2. With this numbers array. And now the current number should be just the 3 here. The next loop it should be 2, 5, 5, 25. Then we have 1, 4, 6. For 6 matches. And now I don't know why it shouldn't work. We have the numbers 3, 25. Wait a minute. Why is this right aligned? This one is left aligned. Because I'm currently losing this information. Why is that the case? I guess instead of sanitization, we have to skip. Oof, that makes it a bit harder, annoying. So some problems are left aligned, some are right aligned. Say that anywhere? Problems are still separated with a column consisting of only spaces. I guess I have to do my own parser. Or instead of splitting here, append a line. Four lines in line and lines. Column index equal to 0 at the start. For column index in range 11. line and lines if we want to break current line maybe. What am I doing? Line, yeah, right. Part 2 is getting difficult because I'm having trouble with the parser. I have to rewrite it, I guess. But hey, welcome. Like if I easily pass this one, because I don't know if you noticed, if you have completed it. This one is right aligned, and this column is left aligned, so. Oof. Not sure how I'm gonna do that, because I have to parse it column by column and see if one column is completely as a base character here. Then I can finish it off. How am I gonna do this? I find the basis columns indices. The list of ints. Do you notice that not every line ends with a space or number? It just stops. Rip. I think that doesn't matter for me, because right now I just want to split it. And then even if I have 64 space, it should still be fine, because Python is not that strict. I can just convert it to a number, I guess, or the empty spaces. Line is separator defaults. Then true, and then we just send the index, column index. Then for column index in one. Hello Betwin, I don't understand anything, but looks good. Thanks. When I copied the example, there wasn't a space after the 64. Oof. Betwin, we are doing a little bit of a challenge. If you wanna join, it's not too late. Although you can't see the part 2, I guess. Check. Oh, I want to current default column maybe. List of strings for line and lines. Should probably enumerate here, so I can access the next one. There I want to add current column. Line from column index to end index, maybe. Right, this one is the end index. Yeah, like this. I don't need I. Index. And now afterwards append it to sanitize input. Column. Ah yeah, only if line is separator, re-append. So here this one is not gonna append the last column. Yeah. Current column is what? Is there a problem? It seems to be a list of strings, two-dimensional array. Okay, now I have example input as one long string. The last line. What am I looking at? Sanitized input. Doesn't do good. What did I do? A strip here. Not sure if that has any effect. For math to be simpler, I formatted the input into columns in the beginning. Sec. Lines, this looks good. Did I have that before? Let me undo. Strip again. Does look fine. However, this plus sign. Yeah, this plus sign is getting space after the plus is getting stripped. Now this looks better, even though this shouldn't have cared. Anyway, the base is columns index. Why is every number getting it? Set it to false. Oh yeah, I have to set it to true, of course. True and here false. Check. I get 0 entries, of course, because negation. For line lines, if line column index is unequal to, oh yeah, no character, okay. I have that correct before, line is separator true, and then if it's not, yeah, correct. Then I get 3, 7, 11, so 3 separators. Oops. One here, and one here. What I wanted. Then we go over each of those separators, split it, append to the Sanitas input. It looks like this. The last entry is the operator, and here we have the numbers with a space in it. Space should be at the correct location. I think I have one missing, so here there's an empty space. I have to add +1 somewhere. This one is +1. Then we have sanitized input 3, 4, 5, 6, 3 to 8, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, looks good. Then we need to fix part 1. Goes over each those. Get this one into strip numbers. Sure if integer conversion in Python can work with base. Parsed numbers. Operation what? Array. Array I for what? Alright, so this one is already parsed. Okay, we just take the part, just array of I, right? Array of column index without the double list. Check breakpoint. Numbers. Operation is multiplication. Okay, so part 1 should correct. No. Column index 3, list out of range. This will be a different order in this one then. We get line index instead of line. Just pass in the line. No need for the column index again. Line is just a one-dimensional list of strings. Don't need this. Hello? Why is copy not working? Good. Okay, doesn't work. Why? God. Line. My goodness. Line. What am I doing? 4 line. The test input is this line. Oh, that's array. -1 is, yeah, why is this? Oh, they don't pass in line here. Part 1 should be correct now. Yeah. An error with part 2 because it also gets a line. Don't need this one anymore. Operation. Strip of white space. Lines. Wait, line. This can be just this. With number. Here we also need line in sanitize input. No, what error do we get? Answer for part 1 is incorrect. Okay, let's go over part 1 again. We have this line. Numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have plus operation, then we sum up the numbers. On multiplication, we just multiply them up. Four, 2, 7, 7, 1, 1, 5, 5. Because there's an issue with the last entry. We have 328, 6498 plus sign. The numbers are parsed correctly. Then we have, I guess I'm missing out on that. This one has only 3 entries when it should have 4. So I need to append the last item also. I guess here I have to append -1, 6. A breakpoint here. We have 4 entries now. Sanitize input, example. Yeah, now we have 64, 23, 31. The 4 is missing. Have to do if is unequal to -1 as integer, we do this, otherwise move the end index to include the last character of the line. Now we have 4 also in it. Should give me the correct answer for part 1 and also for part 2. Let's see. Solo. That's the right answer. Okay. That's part 2 done. For part 1, part 2, I have to write my own parser. Detect columns with empty spaces. Insert include last column of numbers and operator. Then here we do collect columns, help columns by group, I guess. Here we say include last character of a line. Then in part 1, remove empty spaces around operator. We have the same here. This one removes empty space, converts to int. Then we convert it to a list. Technically this doesn't need to be a list, because sum and reduce can handle that. They don't access the index. A little helper function. Part 2 is just also remove spaces around the operator. Everything except the last item is a number with spaces around it. Then we collect the largest, then, which doesn't seem to matter because they are equally long, right? So these are all 3 characters, so I can just say len of numbers number string 0. Then we loop over each number from the right to left. Then we add it to a list. So we have 3, then we add 5 and then 6 to the current number. Then afterwards we append it to my real number, so we get 356 as integer in this list. Then we do the same as in part 1, which is just the operation. And this -1 should never be executed if the operator is correctly detected. Yeah. Should be part 1, part 2. Our format. Commit. Add solution for day 6. Quit, push. And here are my solutions if anyone is interested. And yeah, that's it for the short stream today. So have a great day and see you guys next time. I'm gonna radio over to a